Good morning. Hi, my name is Scott Bernier. I'm CEO of North Shore Humane Society, and I wanted to give you all an update of a fire that we had yesterday. Some of you might be aware that yesterday afternoon we had a fire isolated in Kennel A. We have 4 kennels, but in the front side of Kennel A, we had a fire breakout. First and foremost, I want to let you know that all the employees and all the animals are safe. So thank God for that. Everything worked out well. It was one of those situations.
Your phone. I'm sorry. Cause your phone.
It was
Sorry.
one of those situations that when the fire broke out, the staff ran in to take care of the animals, and despite our training, they kind of threw their personal safety aside a little bit, and the love for the animals that they have. We did have one end up going to emergency room with some minor smoke inhalation, and a few others were pretty much at an irritated point, but thank goodness everybody's okay. We were able to get all the dogs out. It was a dog kennel that this happened in, and everybody's safe. So that's the first thing I want to communicate. There's a lot going on in social media, and I just want to make sure everybody understands that everybody's safe. So I can't thank enough the employees. I've never seen a group of more dedicated people to these animals. The firemen got there, they were amazed. They said, we've seen places, businesses, health facilities that all the employees are outside and patients are inside, and they're right down the street. And he said, by the time we got to this facility, you had every employee out of the facility, you had every dog. We had them all out in the yard, in kennels, and within 5 minutes we were on Facebook asking the public to come get them, because we knew we didn't have a place to house them after that. And once again, as always, the public stepped up. They did what they needed to do, and they helped us. We're still moving out cats and dogs at this point. I will tell you, the dogs that we have left, they're selective. They're either dogs that need to be in a home with no other dogs. They may not like men, they might not like kids. They all have their individual issues. So we're down to a very selective set of animals. So if you're thinking about coming in, helping, taking one of these dogs, I would consider your personal family situation first before you come down. And if you're equipped to handle a more difficult type animal, then now's the time to do that. If not, we thank you for thinking of us, but we're just not going to place some of these dogs in a home that already has 3 dogs. It's just not going to work out.
I just want to make sure the mics are working.
So if we move on to the next thing, basically, I wanted to let you know that basically what happened is we have a heating system in there, and of course it's getting cold, so we turned on the heat for the animals. And there's a junction box with a breaker on the other side of the heater that for whatever reason failed. We don't understand why. It's a breaker, it should trip. They're designed to trip. Yeah, I don't know how well you can see it, but that's a picture of
You can see it.
And because of the plastic and everything that's inside those breakers, there's a pretty good amount of smoke pumping out of the facility at the time.
Maggie's saying to speak up.
So at the end of the day, we were able to get all the animals out, get everything to safety, but we're still trying to determine what happened there. So at 11 o'clock today, we have two businesses coming to us, Benefatti AC and 24-Hour Electric are coming in. And they're going to work together to try to determine what's going on right from the system itself all the way back to the main panel. Because, quite frankly, everything should have tripped and it didn't. And we want to make sure it's 100% safe and right before we start loading animals back into the facility again. So that's our main goal for today, is place the remaining dogs in homes that we can and try to start working on this system and get it right so we can make a determination to start bringing them back. We don't want to do that before it's safe. And we do appreciate everybody that took animals into their home. The public always steps up. They always help us. They've always been here for us. So now I guess the final thing I just want to bring up to you is we need your help. This facility was built in 1953. It was basically a house, I believe, for any of you locals, it's Dog Pound Road. It was a dirt road. We were the only thing here. Holly Frederick Reynolds set up this facility to save animals, and she did great work. And it grew, and it grew, and it grew. Unfortunately, like most animal welfare organizations, you know, all the money and time ends up going to the animals. And I think the facility got let go a little bit. I came here about 10 years ago. I took over, and we were having some tough financial problems, and the building was in disrepair. I probably spend well over $100,000 a year in repairs on this facility. And if you think about that, that's just sunk money. It's not going anywhere. But with that said, it's too old and too beyond repair to basically get it up to code where we need to be. So we made the decision a few years ago, along with a generous donor that gave us 12 acres, to build a facility right down the road, 12 acres down the road. So we already have that design. Some of you may know this. We launched a public phase for a capital campaign a few months ago. And right now we've raised about $5.3 million. We're going to need about $10 million to break ground. These facilities in modern day are very expensive. Modern code, modern electrical systems, HVAC, alarms, sprinklers, all that. And of course all the permitting and everything that comes with it. But we've done a phenomenal job with Kent Design, Build, and Greenleaf Architects. If you haven't heard about this, go on our website, take a look at it, go to the capital campaign area, take a look at the website. There's a number of ways you can support us, there's a number of ways you can donate. But that's going to put us in a situation where we have a safe facility for the animals and for the employees. We have to get out of here. We knew it was something we had to do. We had already started the process, and unfortunately, we kind of dodged the bullet yesterday. If you think about it, that fire happened at about 12 o'clock or so while we were all here. All employees, everybody talked. We don't know what would have happened had that happened at night when we weren't here. So we can only thank God that it happened when it did. And maybe this is the wake-up call that we need, that the community needs, that everybody needs to support us. So I'm not here trying to tell you that we don't care about the facility and we don't put money into it. We do, but $100,000 a year of sunk money is going nowhere. We get into that new facility, we can expand our vet services, we can expand our adoption, we'll have dog park, walking trails. It'll be much better for the volunteers that come here every day. You may not know this, we walk about 300 walks a week with volunteers. So they come in here to this old facility, into conditions that aren't great. Our employees do this to take care of these animals, and they're doing it out of love of the animals despite our old facility. If we get into a new facility, we're going to get more volunteers, we're going to get better vet services we're going to be able to provide. There's a lot that we're going to be able to do for the community that we can't, and the employees and the animals are going to be safe. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So just a few key points though about this fire. These employees, I can tell you I've never seen anything like this. You know, we have safety drills and we tell them don't ever go in, and well, they did what they weren't supposed to.
You were yelling at them to get out.
Yeah, I was sitting there watching that smoke bill and I thought somebody was going to pass out. I really got pretty concerned. But they were saving the animals and they're doing what they're supposed to do too on the other side. So we're going to have some meetings after this and figure out a different way maybe to get those animals out. You know, they were scared, the animals, and they wouldn't come to the outside through the guillotines. You know, and we're going to do what we need to do. And thank goodness they have the heart that they have, and thank goodness that everyone's safe. But I don't want to see this ever again. I don't want to see the employees at risk. I don't want to see the animals at risk. God forbid something happens at night when we're not here. We've got to get into this new facility. So, if you're unaware of it, go to our website, familiarize yourself. There's a whole capital campaign section that has drawings, information. Pick up the phone, call me. Call me at the facility if you want to talk to me. Talk this up with your friends. Talk it up with your neighbors. Let them know. I don't know if you can read that, obviously.
Your phone number.
Yeah.
Your email.
Oh boy. My cell phone's on there. I'm gonna regret that. But seriously, this may be the wake-up call we need. You know, we all, after the dust settled and the adrenaline dropped and everything, we said,
Scary.
You know, it was scary, and we said, we've got to get together as a community and make this happen.
And we've dealt with like so many things, like floods and all that. This is like, this is a scary thing.
Somebody might already saw the phone number. So yeah, it was a scary thing, and we've done a lot to help the community. Anybody that follows us knows what we did in the Denham Spring floods. I mean, that was something like 200 animals we saved. We've gone to Texas, we've hurricane, you name it, we're always there for the community. Small, rural parish shelters that are shutting down or need help or overwhelmed, we're always there for them. But, you know, our vet clinic has been voted best vet clinic 2 years in a row by several publications. We have a phenomenal vet clinic despite the conditions they're working in. I can't even imagine what we'll be when we're working in our new facility. So, but St. Tammany Parish deserves better than this. We should be the shining parish for the state. We should be an example. And we're a nonprofit as a public-private partnership. We receive no taxpayer dollars. So a lot of people get confused about that. They think we're part of the parish. We're not. We're an independent, non-governmental nonprofit. We don't get any tax dollars. None of your taxes that you pay, whether they be real estate or property taxes or sales tax, comes to us. So we do this on our own. And we do very well as an organization. I'm not going to tell you. But to raise basically $10 million before we can put a scoop in the ground, that's a big undertaking. That the challenge has gone very well. Like I said, we're at about 5.3 or 5.4 right now million. So we're over the halfway point to making this happen. And the only thing I can take from this is the building is telling us it's time. The building's spoken. It's letting us know it's time. It's time for us to get this done. And I'm asking for help from the community. So if you have it in your heart to step up and help somehow, financially if you can, or if you know friends, relatives, talk this thing up, let people know. We're well on our way to making this happen. I don't know if Susie can show you there's a quick drawing over here.
Oh, yes.
Of the outside of the facility, but you can get much more detailed if you go to our website. There's all sorts of information in there about the
Those are the indoor
heated and air-conditioned kennels, the indoor park for the animals to get socialized in. There's an outdoor park there that the public's going to be able to bring their animals to. And of course, the vet clinic is a large portion of what we do. The vet clinic's a large portion. So if you go over to the other drawing, Susie, that has the floor plan, something that, if you take a look at that floor plan,
this is the kennels only.
Blue is pretty much the animal area. I believe.
Oh, up here. Sorry.
Yeah. The pink is the vet clinic.
No, and administrative
and
Green's
green
vet
is
clinic.
The vet clinic. So the majority of the area, the point I'm making, is for the animals. The majority of what we do is for the animals. If you have any questions about us as an organization, go ahead and check out our tax returns. We're Charity Navigator Guide Star rated. We have an independent auditor every year. We're one of the few charities I know that the money that's donated, we spend more on medical care on our animals every single year than what we bring in donations. So what that's saying is 100% of the donations go directly to the animals. I don't know of a nonprofit out there that can say that. You might say, well, how do you do that? Well, we have a vet clinic, we have a business that we run that helps drive the rest of what we do. So that business that we run, that vet clinic, helps fuel the rest of the mission. So we're not a nonprofit that can't sustain and run 100% on donations. We've got a hybrid operation here that's very fiscally responsible, and we do what we need to do. So once we get into that new facility, we're going to be very sustainable and very strong. We'll be there for the future. So again, to wrap it up, we had a fire. The employees were phenomenal. All the animals are safe. All the employees are safe. We're working on getting remediation today, figure out exactly what's going on. We expect to have this kennel back up and running by the weekend so we can take these animals back in. In the meantime, we still have a few more animals that are, let's just say, selective. So They're not going to go to a typical household with other animals. They might not like men. They might not like kids. So, you know, we know each one of those things, and we're being very careful that we don't place them. But we're hoping we can get the few of those placed. If you think you can handle a special situation like that, you know, come on down and talk to us. We'll see what we can do. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be the employees once again stepping up, taking these animals home like they always do. I want to shout out to all the employees that went in there, put themselves at risk, and got these animals taken care of. Thank God they're all okay. Thank you to the public. Consider supporting this capital campaign. Let's get this building done as a community. Let's get into this new facility. Thank you.